Good evening, students. Today we are going to see about this is Gunasagaran from chemistry department. Today we are going to see about the water technology. So water is the most important thing in our life. Without water, no one cannot live in this earth surface. So water is very important to our life. In our earth was surrounded by 71% of water. Okay, so our earth was surrounded by 71% of water. Remaining 29% only landscape or land space, land area. So that 71% of water, the pure water will be only, salt water will be 91%, and the pure water will be only 8%, 8 point something percentage of water. So this water is important for all life, for human or plant or animal, whatever it may be. This water is very important. So every year we are going to celebrate Water Day, World Water Day. So that is March 22. Okay. So every year we are going to celebrate World Water Day, that is March 22. This year also we are celebrated March 22 as World Water Day. For celebrating this day, the important thing is to motivate the people, to create the awareness among the people about the water technology and water crisis. Okay, to create an awareness among the peoples, we are going to celebrate World Water Day on March 22 on every year, to create awareness regarding the water crisis. So next we are going to say the introduction. Water is the most important compound for the existence of human beings. So there will be many sources of water will be available. Okay, so there will be many sources of water available. The main sources is rainwater. Another one is rivers and lakes. Another one is wells and springs. Another one is seawater. So seawater is the most impure form of water. Seawater is the most impure form of water, and rainwater will be the most pure form of water. So these are the some sources of water. We are getting water from these sources. So among these sources, rainwater is the purest form of water. So under the surface and underground water are normally used for domestic and industrial purposes. Such water must be free from undesirable impurities. Mostly we are using underground water and river water. So this water must be free from all impurities. Okay, so if that water having any impurities, we could not use that water for drinking and domestic purposes. So if that water having any impurities, okay, that water, any water having any impurities, so that water we are going to remove that impurities from that water. Okay, so if any water, it may be well water, it may be borewell water, or it may be underground water, whatever it may be. If any water having any impurities, we are going to remove that impurities. Okay, so the process of removing all types of impurities from water and making it fit for domestic and industrial purpose is called water technology. Okay, are you clear about water technology? Water technology is nothing but the process of removing all impurities from the water and making it that water to use for various purposes, or it may be household purposes or industrial purposes. We are going to convert the impure water to pure water. After converting pure water, we are going to use that water for all purposes. So that is water technology. So there will be two types of water. One is hot water, another one is soft water. So let us discuss what is meant by hot water and what is meant by soft water. Hot water. First we are going to discuss about the hot water. Water which does not produce lather with soap solution. So every day we are using soap with water. So while using like that, that soap does not give any lather with that soap solution. That water can be called as hot water. Okay. So water which does not produce lather with soap solution but produce white precipitate is called hot water. Okay. So normally in household purpose we are using soap solution or different types of soap with water. While using like that, it will give any lather or it will not give any lather. That water may be considered as hot water. So this is due to the presence of dissolved calcium and magnesium salt. Okay, are you clear what is meant by hot water? hot water is nothing but it does not produce lather. Okay, clearly understood, it does not produce any lather with soap solution. Okay, so that water is known as hot water. So why it will happen? Because that water having more quantity of calcium and magnesium ions. Okay, so that water having more quantity of calcium and magnesium ions. So what will happen while that water having calcium and magnesium ions? It will start to react with the soap molecule. Okay, so it will, whenever that water having calcium and magnesium, it will start to react with soap and it will form a water insoluble precipitate. Okay, so that water having calcium and magnesium ions, that calcium and magnesium, it will start to react with the soap molecule and it will form a precipitate. Instead of producing lather, it will form a precipitate. So next one is soft water. What is meant by soft water? Water which produce lather readily with soap solution or easily with soap solution. While using soap with water, it will produce more lather. Okay, so it will produce more lather. So what are the water it will produce lather with soap solution is called soft water. So this is due to the absence of calcium and magnesium salt. So this water can be called as soft water. Now are you clear about hot water and soft water? Okay, so hot water is nothing but it does not produce lather with soap solution. Why it does not produce lather with soap solution? Because of presence of calcium and magnesium in water. So another one is soft water. Why it is called as soft water? Soft water can be easily formed lather with soap solution. Okay, so that is known as soft water. Why it is produced lather easily with soap solution? Because it does not have any calcium and magnesium ions. Okay, if any water having calcium and magnesium ion, it does not produce lather. Okay, so it's clearly simply you can understood, if any water does not have calcium and magnesium ion, it does not produce any lather with soap solution. Or if any water having calcium and magnesium ions, it will produce lather easily with soap solution. Okay, so that is why it is called as soft water. So next one is hardness of water. So water having many characteristics like color, turbidity, total dissolved solids, alkalinity, dissolved oxygen. So like that, water having many characteristics. So in these characteristics, we are going to discuss two important characteristics. One is hardness of water, another is alkalinity of water. So these two are the two important characteristics or two important property of water. So let us discuss what is meant by hardness of water. We know what is meant by hard water. Hardness is the property of or characteristics of water which does not produce lather with soap solution. Okay, hardness is the one of the property or characteristics of water. Okay, how we are going to detect this hardness, whether the water having hardness or soft water? Okay, so how we are going to find out that water having calcium and magnesium ion or absence of calcium and magnesium ion. So that can be detected by using two ways. So one is by using soap. Okay, so already I told, by using soap solution we can easily find out that water having hardness or water, hardness or soft water. When the water is treated with soap solution, if it prevents lathering and forms white scum, that water contains hardness. Okay, so which water it does not produce any lather with soap solution, so that water having the property of hardness. Okay, so another one method is by using chemicals. Water containing hardness give wine red color white with Aerochrome black tea indicator at pH 9 to 10. While using Aerochrome black tea indicator, or we are going to add Aerochrome black tea indicator into the water, so that water it will give the wine red color. Suppose that water gives wine red color, we can say that water having the property of hardness. Okay, so by using two ways we are going to find out that water having calcium or magnesium ions. Both are same. Hardness is due to the presence of calcium and magnesium ions. Okay, if any water having hardness, that means that water having calcium and magnesium ions. How to find out that water having calcium and magnesium ions? By using two ways. One is by using soap solution, another one is by using Aerochrome black tea indicator. While using soap, it does not produce lather with soap, so we can easily say that water having hardness. Or while using Aerochrome black tea, the colorless water it will give wine red color, while it will give, when it will give violet color, we can say that water having hardness of water. So now we are going to discuss about the types of hardness. Okay, so now we are clear about the hardness of water. Hardness is the one of the important property of water. So already we know what is meant by hardness. Hardness is nothing but due to the presence of calcium and magnesium ion in water, it will give the property of hardness. Okay, so depending upon the presence and absence of water, we are classified into water into two types. One is hard water, another one is soft water. Presence of calcium and magnesium is known as hard water. Absence of calcium and magnesium is known as soft water. So the hardness is one of the important property of water. So now we are going to see about the types of hardness. Okay, so what are the types of hardness present in the water? So depending upon the types of dissolved salt present in water, hardness of water can be classified into two types. One is temporary hardness, another one is permanent hardness. Okay, so one is temporary hardness, another one is permanent hardness. So let us discuss what is meant by temporary hardness and what is meant by permanent hardness. Okay, so let us discuss what is meant by temporary hardness and what is meant by permanent hardness. So first we are going to see about the temporary hardness or carbonate hardness or alkaline hardness. So three names are same. Okay, so either we can call carbonate hardness, or we can call alkaline hardness, or we can call temporary hardness. So this is due to the presence of bicarbonates of calcium and magnesium. Already we know hard water is presence of calcium and magnesium. Now we are going to see the combination of that calcium and magnesium ion to which ions. Okay, so if that calcium and magnesium is combined with bicarbonate ion, so it can be called as temporary hardness. This is due to the presence of bicarbonates of calcium and magnesium. It can be removed by boiling the water and adding lime to the water. So that is why it can be called as temporary hardness. Okay, so temporary means it will present at particular time. So after that it will be disappear. So that is why we can call it as temporary. So the same thing here also. While we are going to boil that water, the temporary hardness will be removed. Okay, so the temporary hardness will be removed. The above two process convert the bicarbonates into insoluble carbonates and hydroxides, which can be removed by filtering. While boiling the water, how it can be removed? While boiling the water, calcium, if that water having calcium bicarbonate, it will be converted as calcium carbonate and water molecule and carbon dioxide gas. Okay, so that calcium bicarbonate ions, by boiling we can convert calcium carbonate precipitate. So now we can remove the calcium bicarbonate ions by converting into calcium carbonate ions. Okay, so next one is magnesium bicarbonate. Suppose that water having magnesium carbonate bicarbonate, we are going to add lime. Lime is nothing but calcium hydroxide. Okay, lime is nothing but calcium hydroxide. So it will give magnesium hydroxide plus calcium carbonate and water molecule. So by this way we are going to remove the magnesium bicarbonate ions. Okay, so temporary hardness is nothing but presence of calcium and magnesium. We know hard water. So that calcium is combined with bicarbonates of calcium and magnesium. It can be called as temporary hardness. So this temporary hardness can be removed by using two processes. One is boiling, another one is by adding lime. Okay, by boiling, that calcium bicarbonate can be converted as calcium carbonate precipitate and water molecule. By adding lime, lime is nothing but calcium hydroxide. Okay, so by adding calcium hydroxide, it will absorb the magnesium and it will form magnesium hydroxide and calcium carbonate and water molecule. So by using these two ways, we are going to remove the temporary hardness. So another one is permanent hardness or non-carbonate hardness or non-alkaline hardness. Okay, so this is due to the presence of chlorides and sulfates of calcium and magnesium. If that calcium and magnesium is combined with bicarbonate, it is known as temporary hardness. Or that if that calcium and magnesium is combined with chlorides and sulfates, it is known as permanent hardness. Okay, we are going to see the combination of ions. So which calcium and magnesium ions which it will be combined with. Okay, so if that calcium and magnesium ion combined with bicarbonates, it is known as temporary hardness. Or the same calcium and magnesium ions combined with calcium and sulfates, it is known as permanent hardness. Okay, so this is due to the presence of chlorides and sulfates of calcium and magnesium. It cannot be removed by boiling the water. Okay, because temporary hardness we can remove by boiling the water, but in case of permanent hardness, we cannot remove the permanent hardness by boiling. By using some chemicals methods only we can remove the permanent hardness. Okay, so that is why it is the name itself has a meaning, permanent hardness. Okay, so until we are using chemical methods, that hardness we cannot be removed. But temporary hardness we can remove by boiling. Okay, but permanent hardness we cannot remove the permanent hardness by boiling. By using some chemical methods, we are going to remove the permanent hardness. What are the some chemical methods? One is lime soda process, another one is zeolite process. So what is meant by lime soda process? By adding lime soda. So, okay, so soda means nothing but sodium carbonate. So that water having calcium chloride. So permanent hardness is due to the presence of chlorides and sulfates of calcium. So now that water having calcium chloride. When we are going to add soda, lime soda, so soda, the molecular formula of lime soda is Na2CO3, sodium carbonate. So it will absorb the calcium. Okay, sodium carbonate, it will absorb the calcium and it will form sodium chloride and calcium carbonate precipitate. So by this way we are going to remove the calcium chloride from the water. Okay, so that is first process by adding lime soda process. Another one is zeolite process. By adding sodium zeolites, Na2Zg, both are chemicals. Okay, so lime soda also one of the chemical, sodium zeolite also one of the chemicals. Okay, so by adding these two chemicals into the water, we can remove the permanent hardness. Okay, so how it can be removed? You can see the equation and we can easily understood. By adding soda is nothing but sodium carbonate. So that sodium carbonate absorb the chloride ions and it will form NaCl and calcium carbonate. Another one is by adding sodium zeolites, Na2Ze. Okay, so when we are going to adding Na2Ze, it will absorb the calcium and form calcium zeolite. Okay, so it will absorb all the calcium ions which is present inside the water and it will form calcium zeolite plus sodium sulfate. Okay. So next is expression of hardness in terms of equivalent to calcium carbonate. So we are going to express the hardness by using some units. So it may be milligram or it may be parts per million or it may be weight or it may be kilograms, whatever it may be, we are going to use some unit to express the hardness of water. So by expressing hardness of water, we are going to use calcium carbonate equivalent. Okay, so we are going to use calcium carbonate equivalent. So when we are going to do the experiment of hardness in the laboratory, finally we are going to write the result. This water having total hardness equal to 500 milligrams, like that. So instead of writing that, we are going to convert that result into calcium carbonate equivalent. Okay, why we are going to convert that result into calcium carbonate equivalent? The concentration of hardness producing salts are usually expressed in terms of equivalent amount of calcium carbonate. So what are the reasons? Its molecular weight is 100. Okay, so calcium carbonate molecular weight is 100 and equivalent weight is 50. It is a whole number, so the calculations is made easy. So that is why we are using calcium carbonate equivalent. It is the most insoluble salt that can be precipitated in water treatment. Okay, so this easily we can precipitate in the water treatment. So how we are going to convert that expression into calcium carbonate equivalent? So by using one formula, we are going to convert that amount of equivalent to calcium carbonate. What is the formula? Amount of hardness producing salt into molecular weight of calcium carbonate. Okay, so amount of hardness producing salt into molecular weight of calcium carbonate divided by molecular weight of hardness producing salt. By using this formula, we can convert the final result into calcium carbonate equivalent. So the main reasons for converting the final result into calcium carbonate is the molecular weight of calcium carbonate is 100 and the equivalent weight of calcium carbonate is 50. So both are whole number and we can make the calculations is very easy. So another one is units of hardness. By using some units, we are going to express the hardness of water. So first unit is parts per million. So that's we can simply mention as ppm. Okay, so parts per million. It is defined as the number of parts of calcium carbonate equivalent hardness per 10 power 6 parts of water. Okay, so 1 ppm equal to 1 part of calcium carbonate equivalent. So we can say in milligrams also. Okay, it is a parts per million also one of the unit, and we can say the hardness of water in milligram also. How we are going to say in milligrams? It is defined as the number of milligrams of calcium carbonate equivalent hardness per 1 liter of water. Okay, by taking 1 liter of water, how many ions or how much amount of ions, hardness producing ions present in that 1 liter. So that we can be mentioned milligram per liter. So another one is Clark's degree. So it is defined as the number of parts of calcium carbonate equivalent hardness per 17,000 parts of water. So 1 Clark degree is equal to 1 part of calcium carbonate equivalent hardness. So these are the various units we are going to express hardness of water, or we are using to express the hardness of water. So another one is estimation of hardness by EDTA method. So by using EDTA method, we are going to estimate the how much amount of calcium and magnesium ions present in the water sample. Okay, so that is known as EDTA method, or estimation of hardness by EDTA method. Okay, so EDTA is nothing but it is one of the chemicals. By using that chemical only, we are going to find out how much amount of hardness producing ions present in the water. So EDTA is ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid. The structure of EDTA is, see the structure and we can easily identify. The structure of EDTA is CH2 both side, 2 nitrogen atoms are present. In that side, CH2 COOH groups are attached. So these are the structure of EDTA method. Okay, so this method can be explained in next class. So now we can wind up the class. Thank you to all.